Okay. Skyrim, a country at war with itself. On one side you've got the just ever so slightly too racist Stormcloaks who believe that Skyrim is for the Nords. On the other side you've got the inherently cucked Imperials who believe whatever Daddy Thalmor tells them to believe. And then there's you. You play as whoever you want to play as at Skyrim. We are playing as Gub the Orc, and before you start, mate, the Orc, say, you should have called him Shrek, mate, because you're Scottish. Mum, he should have called him Shrek, shouldn't it? Because he's Scottish, right, Mum? He's Scottish, and he's green, and he's playing as the green, and he's Scottish, Mum, and he should have called him Shrek. Have you seen Shrek, Mum? Have you seen? Because he's Scottish, you see. I'm not calling him Shrek for two reasons. One, orcs aren't ogres, and two, I don't need your dreadful patter. I have plenty of my own. Speaking of which, he's called Gub, right, because he has a big mouth. And where I'm from, that's your Gub, your mouth. Gub's on his way to his execution. He's been caught illegally crossing the border alongside Ulfric Stormcloak, who he also somehow met in an ambush that's maybe happened at Darkwater Crossing, which isn't anywhere near any border. It's actually kind of vague why you're getting your head cut off. You're not even on the list. Regardless, they're going to chop your head off.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
She is a prime example of why you should always be kind to strangers, because in 5 minutes, that stranger might have an axe. Anyway, before you can get your head cut off, Alduin saves the day, the World Eater saves the day. The people in Helgen might not consider the day saved, now that I'm saying that sentence out loud. But regardless, this is him saving the day. So we escape Helgen, alongside our brother in binds, Ralof. You can go with Hadvar, right? But Ralof is all like, brother in binds, all that good stuff, juniper berries and mead and horse thief, the poor guy. And Hadvar is like, oh mate, you're not supposed to be here. Ah well, thoughts and prayers. I hate Hadvar. You go with Ralof. Ralof's a good guy. Ralof wants to introduce you to his sister. He wants you to join the Stormcloaks. Sorry Ralof, I don't know if you've noticed, there's not a lot of people with green skin in the Stormcloaks. Maybe we could make a difference there, but I just kind of wanted to do the main story, so we're not going to do that. So we bid adieu to Ralof, but he's a Nord, so he doesn't speak any other languages. And that leaves Gub all alone, but not for long, because in Riverwood there is a dilemma. There is a love triangle. I don't know if you can call it a triangle if only two people are really involved and kind of know about it, and the person of their affection doesn't really seem to care about either of them either way. But it's a love triangle between Sven the Bard and Faendal the wood logger carrier guy. They want you to write a letter. That's not true. They want you to deliver their letter written about the other guy to Camilla to make the other guy look bad, right? Instead of just, I don't know, putting your feelings in the letter. And Sven's a bard. Like Sven has the upper hand. Sven should just write his feelings in a letter to Camilla. Job done. But no, they both want to write a letter about the other guy to her to make the other guy look bad so that she'll pick them. And there's a lot of Sven on this channel, so I decided to side with Faendal this time. Besides, I happen to know that Sven is a naked degenerate that wanks in rivers, and that's no use to Camilla. So we take Faendal's letter, we put that in the bin, we just go say to Camilla, listen Camilla, Sven's a naked degenerate that wanks in rivers, and now she doesn't like Sven, and Faendal likes us. Faendal's very happy. He's like, brilliant, you're my best friend, that's amazing, I'll follow you anywhere you want. And you might say, Simon, that's not very good of you, was it? Like, you're lying to Camilla, they're both scumbags, you shouldn't get involved. I did not lie to Camilla. I lied for Camilla. Because this is the outcome, alright? She's not going to go near Sven because he's a naked degenerate that wanks in rivers. And Faendal is now going to come along with me to get murdered somewhere. Everyone's a winner. Objectively, not everyone's a winner. In fact, only the one person's the winner. But it's the job of the hero to find the winner and make sure they win. I don't know. All I know is that Camilla's going to be fine and the other two are buggered. But before we leave Riverwood, we have an important task, okay? And you might think it's a golden claw, we'll get to that. No. We have to test Faendal's loyalty to us. Okay, he has to cut ties with Riverwood, leave Riverwood behind. So we try and kill Camilla Valerius to see how Faendal reacts. He's not too pleased. But it's okay, he's a man of principle, and that's the type of man we're going to need on this adventure. Speaking of adventure, looking Valerius, Faendal's new father-in-law, has had his golden claw stolen, and the bandits are hiding in Bleak Falls Barrow. So we headbutt our way through Bleak Falls Barrow, we kill the dungeon boss before he gets out of his bed, we learn a word of power, don't know what that is, we get a dragon stone, don't know what that is, but we do get the golden claw. We return the golden claw to looking Valerius. Faendal looks up Camilla's skirt one last time before saying ta-ta, and we go off to Whiterun to inform the Jarl that there's been a dragon attack, because apparently nobody else has bothered their arse, so I suppose we should go do it. Jarl Balgruuf is very impressed with us using our own initiative and coming and telling him about the dragon, seeing as nobody else has, and he takes us on to his wee court wizardy mage pal that nobody likes. And he tries to be stuck up and be all fancy pants, but we already have his dragonstone. He wants a dragonstone, by the way, and we're like, this thing. He's like, oh, that thing. Easy peasy, mate. Gub doesn't mess around. Speaking of not messing around, immediately Irilith runs in. There's been a dragon attack. Irilith, mate, I've already told him. No, like 5 minutes ago. Oh, no way. So you run up, right? Here's the thing. So this guard witnessed the dragon attack. He was at a dragon attack at the Western Watchtower, and he ran away. All his friends die. He runs away, leaves his dead friends. Jarl, there's been a dragon. Oh, thank goodness you're here. I'm so glad you're safe. You've done a great job for the people of Whiterun. We can now prepare now, thanks to you. You deserve some well-earned rest. Await your bed. You with the teeth, you go kill that thing. And his reasoning, right, for telling Gub to go kill it and not giving Gub a night in his bed is because Gub has more experience than all of them in surviving a dragon attack. Chief, we have just as much experience as the guy who gets to go to his bed. We saw a dragon and we ran like buggery away from it. That's it. That's the extent of our resume, sir. But it's fine, because 2 minutes later, we're charging headfirst into a fire-breathing dragon with a warhammer. What a game! We kill the dragon and we absorb its soul into our very being, and everyone is very impressed. They call us Dragonborn Dovahkiin. I don't know if they actually mention the word Dovahkiin, but we're Dragonborn. Prove it, mate! Prove you're Dragonborn! And we shout at him we use our voice, right? Because we learned the word of power. Remember that thing? The word of power was a shout that pushes people, so we push them. And this is the only reason, I know you all know, the only that I'm bringing this up because it becomes very important in about 5 minutes. So we do that, right? And everyone's cool. Everyone's like, whoa, big round of applause. Oh, Dragonborn, well done, Dragon. That's cool. I got to see the Dragonborn shout. That's rad. That's like a once in a not even generation, once in an era experience. That's cool. I got shouted at by the Dragonborn. That's amazing. So we go to Whiterun, right? And we go to tell Jarl Balgruuf that we killed the dragon. It's important to tell him that. He likes being told things. So he's a big fan of being. Lots of people tell Balgruuf stuff. He likes it, and we like him. His wee rodent of an assistant, a Ventus Avenici, I want to call him. It's not what I want to call him, but I might get demonetised. So Ventus Avenici it is. He's like, mate, I don't I don't see how this makes you Dragonborn, mate. I don't get it. This is all just sort of Nord fairy tales, mate. That's all bollocks. It's any offence to it, and don't want to your beliefs and all that. Like, I respect your beliefs, obviously. I respect your beliefs as an upstanding citizen of the Empire. It's just that they're crap and none of this is true. So, having previously had my status as Dragonborn challenged and been asked to shout to prove it, Gub thought, easy solution to this. We'll just shout at him. And then he'll be like, oh Jesus, that guy's a Dragonborn. That was amazing. I can't believe I'm in the presence of the actual Dragonborn. That's wild. That's not quite what happened. The Ventus Avenici didn't take it as well as the Whiterun guard did when we shouted at him. In fact, the entire Whiterun court didn't take it as well as the Whiterun guards did at the Western Watchtower. And they attacked me and slaughtered Faendal where he stood. And the best bit about it is then, Jarl Balgruuf, you've done us a great service, Dragonborn. I proclaim you Thane of Whiterun. Here's Lydia, your house carl. I'm giving you a new follower over the still warm body of your old follower. What a game. I'm not a huge fan of Faendal, right? I find him a little bit annoying, but he didn't deserve this, so we gave him what he would have wanted, a true Nordic burial. Stark naked, into the fire, right in front of the Jarl. Can you get any better than that? Speaking of people randomly dying, we leave Dragon's Reach, and there are 2 dead guards in the sort of cloud district round the tree. I'm not doing a bit. I don't. Nothing happened on the way there that I've cut out. I don't know why they're dead. there's just 2 dead guards for some reason, because Skyrim, I suppose. Also, we got Faendal's inheritance, which is signed off from Balgruuf. It's Balgruuf, so technically he waited for us to leave. We left, and then he's like, right, first off, going to get that guy out my fireplace, for God's sake. I hate the way Nords do that. My lord, what should we do about his inheritance? Who's owed the money? I take it it's Camilla Valerius. No, it's that guy. What guy? The Dragonborn? You mean that guy there? Oh, you mean that guy we just killed him in front of? Aye, we owe him 300 gold. Oh no, mate. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I mean, 300 gold's 300 gold though, so we'll take it. Maybe we'll use that money to take Lydia for a pint. To celebrate our triumphant victory over the dragon, before we climb the 7,000 steps. So the Greybeards, after we killed the dragon, I forgot to do this, the Greybeards gave it a big Odahviing over the sky, because they can shout much louder than us, apparently. So we have to answer the summons of the Greybeards and climb the 7,000 steps of High Hrothgar, which is only about 700 odd. Okay, I counted. There is a troll there though, which makes it feel like 7,000, because that troll pushed my shit in. It was way harder than the dragon. Going to see the Greybeards is kind of like going to see your cool grandpa and his cool grandpa buddies. Okay, they teach you bad words, they let you make a mess, and they let you play dangerously close to the edge of a cliff. And they send you on adventures to go and get the horn of Jörgen Windcaller and complete the trials of the Dragonborn or whatever. You should just take my word for it. We are Dragonborn after all. Who's going to say no to a bit of adventure? So Ustengrav it is. And Ustengrav is absolutely riddled with bandits, necromancers and Draugr, all kind of having a big barmy. But it's no problem for Gub and Lydia, whoops, get to the end of the dungeon and we get the horn of Jörgen Windcaller, except it's not there. It's been stolen, and in its place is a letter. Let me read you the letter. Dragonborn, I need to speak to you urgently. Rent the attic room at the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood, and I'll meet you. A friend. Friends don't steal from each other. Friends wait on each other. Friends help each other through treacherous dungeons. She could have just waited outside. And by she, I mean Delphine, right? Dozy wee cow. She's a terrible friend, so we go to Riverwood to teach her a lesson about stealing our horn. But unfortunately, she's essential. And unfortunately for Orgnar, he isn't. Lydia gets a bit carried away, but it's okay because the guard gives us a pass because we're Thane, and because it was basically Delphine's fault anyway.
Oh, forgive me, Thane. I didn't realize it was you.
You're that visitor been poking around.
You're the visitor that's been poking around, she says, over her dead friend's body. I told you she was a shite friend. We ask her to rent the attic room. That's the secret code for I'm the Dragonborn, you stole my horn. She takes us down into a little secret bunker, leads us to our underground secret lair, which isn't all that secret because Sven follows. Sven's just like, alright, whoa, look at this place. Delphine, how long's this been here? Oh, this is where you went. I always won. Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Delphine doesn't seem to bother that Sven's there. It's fine. So we have to now explain to Delphine that we're the Dragonborn. And she asks us, she stole our horn, but we've to prove to her that we're Dragonborn so she can trust us.
I just handed you the horn of Jörgen Windcaller. Does that make me Dragonborn too?
No, I'm sorry. Can you absorb the souls of dragons? No? Didn't think so. I would shout at her, but I know she'll kick off. We've already battered her once. So now we need to go to prove to Delphine that we're Dragonborn by killing a dragon and absorbing its soul, which is kind of our job anyway, right? 2 birds, 1 stone sort of deal. It's a shame we can't take the stone and batter Delphine's head in with it. Another slight point to make is how bad Delphine is at this cloak and daggers thing. Not only has Sven just wandered into the secret underground lair, but she's given it all this, oh, the dragons, mate, they're not just coming back, they're coming back to life. And I know that because my predecessors were the ones that killed them. Oh, the blades! No, not the... I didn't say the blades, just my predecessors did it. Aye, the blades killed the dragons before mine. There's a whole thing. Everybody knows it's kind of what they did. It was kind of that's what they. It was the blades. The blades did that. No, I didn't say. Could be anybody. I don't even. It could be the blades though. It could be anybody, but it wasn't. It was the blades. It just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Sven, why are you still here? We go to Kynesgrove and we find Alduin resurrecting a Saloknir. Saloknir's a dragon, right? He's not just some random punter that Alduin deigned to resurrect. No, he's resurrecting Saloknir, the dragon, back to life. Then he leaves and we kill Saloknir, immediately ruining his good work. And proving to Delphine that we're dragonborn in the process. Putting two heinous villains in their place at once. Can he beat it? You are dragonborn, that's incredible. Ask me anything. You're like, okay, tell me everything you know about the dragons. This is very important, Delphine. You told me you know your stuff, and everything you know, I need to know. And I swear to the 9 divines, she's like, I don't know anything about the dragons, mate. Not a clue, not a scoop.
Not a damn thing.
But I bet you I know who's behind the resurrection of the dragons. And you go, aye, well, it was the Thalmor, I bet you. I bet you it's the Thalmor. No, well, we just saw it. It was Alduin. You know, the guy, and he's all talking, then and then he came up, Saloknir, and then we just saw. I've got a hunch it's the Thalmor, she says.
Nothing solid yet. But my gut tells me it can't be anybody else.
Oh, I hate Delphine so much, man. So that's what we're doing now. We're off to the Thalmor Embassy. The plan is to sneak our way into the Thalmor Embassy to gather intel on a faction that have thus far shown zero correlation to any sort of dragon-related stuff. But it's alright because Delphine has a hunch. Delphine is one of the last remaining blades. The blades serve the Dragonborn. What about our hunch? What about Gub's hunch? Gub is the boss hen. Not you. Absolute time waster. Speaking of time waster, I'll not waste your time with the whole Thalmor section. Oh, it's a big party, you get a disguise on, blah blah blah. There's nothing there. They've got nothing to do with it whatsoever. Coincidentally though, there is information about her other Blades friend Esbern. Almost as if, oh, are we rebuilding the Blades accidentally? Oh, I thought the Thalmor had to do with the dragons. Oh, now are we rebuilding the Blades now? Is that what we're doing? Oh, what an incredible coincidence, Delphine. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought, Delphine? This comes up later. Esbern can be found in the Rift and Sewers, and in Esbern's defence, if I was Delphine's friend, I would also hide as far away as possible underground behind a triple-bolted locked iron door.
Only a couple more.
Take the hint, Delphine. He kind of talks like a crazy person at the start, okay, but he is the first person to not demand we prove that we're Dragonborn. He does just take us on our word, so that's good. So Esbern's not so bad, I guess. Terrible taste in friends, but apart from that, he does actually hush Delphine at one point. That's quite funny.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Shh.
And unlike Delphine, Esbern actually knows a little bit about the dragons. Skyhaven Temple, Alduin's Wall, an ancient Akaviri temple that has a big old mural in it about how they once battered Alduin or something. Which in itself is quite funny, right? Imagine being such an arsehole that an entire civilization of people built a big mural in a temple just to celebrate that one time you get your balls booted. However, it is also coincidentally an ancient Blades base. Oh, who'd have thought? We're just accidentally rebuilding the Blades here. It's amazing how these things happen, isn't it? Anyway, let's go over there to Skyhaven Temple and slaughter the indigenous people of the land so we can get your base back for you. I want it known, by the way, that I tried to avoid this outcome, okay? I tried to save the indigenous people of the Reach. I tried to Bethesda mountain climb all the way up the arse end of Skyhaven Temple into the garden, but I was invisible walled. So unfortunately, dozens of people had to die for us to get to see a mural. Speaking of the mural, Esbern is very excited about the mural, and he can kind of read the mural. He somehow gleams from the mural that there is a shout that exists that can rend a dragon from the sky. If only there were some cool grandpas that knew a lot about shouts and dragons and stuff who we could have just asked about this in the first place, instead of doing Delphine's chores for her. As it turns out, the Greybeards don't actually know anything about this shout, but they know a man that does, Paarthurnax, their leader, who lives at the top of a mountain and who is a dragon, and who is the best.
Dremyolok, greetings, Wunderneek. I am Paarthurnax.
Paarthurnax is great, right? You meet him and he's super happy to be talking to you. He shouts at you, you shout at him, and he's like, yes, this is pure brilliant. Even to the point where he actually sounds a wee bit gutted when he finds out you have an ulterior motive to talk to him, rather than just having a bit of banter. I feel bad for the guy. He's been up there for hundreds of years without any company. I don't know why the Greybeards don't go up and talk to him. Maybe he doesn't like them. You know, maybe they're no fun. Paarthurnax is great. At one point, Paarthurnax is like, do you know why I live at the top of this mountain? And you say, because dragons like mountains?
True.
What a guy. But he doesn't actually know this shout, because this shout is an anti-dragon shout made by mortals. 200 years ago or whatever it was, mortal men fought Alduin right on this very mountain. And they used the dragon wren shout to bring him to the ground, and then they used an Elder Scroll to wheek him off into the future and make him our problem. Cheers, mate. Brilliant. Love it. Thanks. Pure appreciate it. Dickheads. The time was shattered here on this very spot by the Elder Scroll, which is kind of like a fragment of creation MacGuffin thing. It is whatever they want it to be. We want it to open up the time wound, and we want to watch the lads make Alduin our problem, and in the process watch them use Dragon Rend, and then in the process of that learn Dragon Rend from them. Because nobody else seems to know the bloody thing. When in doubt, go to the source. Speaking of going to the source, we don't know where the Elder Scroll is. So we think, oh, well, I think you ask Arngir, like, where do you? He's like, I don't know, try the college. You're like, okay, yeah, the college probably know. I'll just walk up and ask. No, no, walk up and ask, mate. Walk up and ask, he says. It's never that simple. No, you have to join the college. Because the College of Winterhold gatekeeps knowledge. So it does. I am the Dragonborn. I'll bloody well prove it if you want. Right? I need in there to learn about the location of an elder. You don't even need to know why I'm the bloody Dragonborn. Just let me in. No. Can you shoot fireball though? Mate, I can shoot a fireball from a bloody mouth. What are you talking about? Only members of the college can read books, mate. That's how we keep all the Nords stupid. So we begrudgingly join the College of Winterhold. We go into the library, we get the books, we find a crazy book, we ask the fellow orc, what's with the crazy book? Oh, that's Septimus Sigmus. He's the master of knowledge of all Elder Scrolls. Nobody knows more about Elder Scrolls than him. Like, mate, could you not have just told me that when I asked about an Elder Scroll? Apparently not. Alright, so where's Septimus Sigmus? Oh, he's up in the frozen north going Doolally with some Dwemer cube. He's been there for years, nobody spoke to him. Like, I kind of feel like, you know, it's not far away, you could just go and speak to him, but it's fine. We'll go speak to him, and he is crazy. But, you know, we are making a habit of asking crazy old folk for help. And he does help, kind of. Long story short, we go through Althand, we go through Blackreach, we go through the Tower of Mazark, and we get ourselves an Elder Scroll. We read the Elder Scroll at the Time Wound, we get sent back in time. Well, I don't know if we get sent back in time, or if we're just watching back in time, like on a telly. Either way, we see them use Dragon Rend, and we learn it immediately, because Gub, despite appearances, is a smart cookie. Just a side note, by the way, that the fight between these three heroes of Nord history and Alduin is really lame. It's just crap. It's rubbish. And it drags on for ages. It's absolutely horrendous. It'd be like finding out William Wallace can't fight worth a fuck. Eventually, through sheer shame and embarrassment, I assume, they get the mage guy to use the Elder Scroll to cast Alduin off into time and make him someone else's problem. We are that someone else, obviously. And the mage knows. He knows he's past the buck.
May the spirits have mercy on our souls.
Anyway, we turn the telly off and Alduin's right there. Time to test out that Dragon Rend shout, except for we do accidentally hit Paarthurnax with it. Sorry, buddy. Also, there doesn't seem to be any impact noises when I hit Alduin, so our fight with Alduin is just as lame as theirs. History repeats itself, it would seem. We do, however, triumph over Alduin and then get killed immediately by a falling rock. Does that make our fight even worse? I think that makes our fight even worse. We do eventually win, but he's not truly defeated because, as we already know, Alduin cannot be killed by normal means or by giant hammers. So he eventually buggers off, and we need to know where he went. Paarthurnax suggests we capture one of his dragons, one of his lieutenants, one of his guys, one of his boys, one of the lads. And we ask them, we get them to betray Alduin. Not sure how we're going to do that, but Paarthurnax has a plan. See Dragon's Reach. See Balgriff's castle. You know, Big Balls Balgriff himself. That was originally built to hold a dragon. There is just, however, one slight problem. Balgriff, perhaps understandably so, doesn't want to subject his city to a dragon attack. While the civil war is still ongoing, he reckons that one of the two of them, or both, will see that as an opportunity to pounce on Balgriff, who they both probably know should actually be High King, right? Can we just cut that and we all just admit Balgriff's the best, he should be High King, everyone else is an idiot? Right, good, we've done that bit. We can move on. None of this, oh no, I like the Stormcloaks, I like the Imperials, they're both shite. I like Balgriff. There you go. A wee bit less so today because he won't let me bring a dragon into his castle, but I do still like Balgriff. And he did kill Faendal, but then he gave us Lydia, which is an upgrade, so I do still like Balgriff. So the job is to get both sides to sign a peace treaty. The Greybeards are going to host it, the idea being that both sides respect the Greybeards, and if it got out of hand, the Greybeards could probably just shout them to death, I don't know, although they're not really up for that sort of banter. But I'm there. And I am. Guess who else is there? Delphine and Esbern, for some reason, just invite themselves. They haven't even helped. The Thalmor Embassy was absolutely pointless. Even Alduin's Wall just told us a shout existed and we had to go and ask other folk about it anyway. They could have just told us regardless. There is no reason for them to be here. Anyway, before I have a bloomin' aneurysm over Delphine, and they take advantage of Arngyr's good nature, our Greybeard grandpa, he just lets them in anyway. He's like, fine, whatever. Even though they're mean to him and horrible about him, behind his back. I hate the Blades. There's a bunch of other punters that I didn't invite. So it's me, right? I went to Ulfric. Oh, mate, we need to sign a truce. He's absolutely not. And I'm like, well, I'm going to invite Tullius. If he doesn't show up and you do show up, he will look like an idiot. And he will, oh, he would look like an idiot if I did that, wouldn't he? I'm in. And then I went to Tullius. I'm like, need to be a truce? He's like, absolutely no chance. Like, well, I said to Ulfric, Ulfric's going to be there. And he's like, oh, Ulfric's going to be there? Yeah, he would like me not to go. I'm definitely there. They're a pair of pure dumplings. But other than the two of them, right, that was it. But there's a bunch of punters I didn't invite that are there. Esbern, Delphine, Ellenwyn the Thalmor, Elisif, the Jarl of Solitude. I don't know his name. Ulfric's racist friend. And Lydia's my +1, right? Lydia gets to come. And we get to sit down first because we're the boss. But you know who doesn't sit down? Ulfric. It immediately breaks down into toddlers bickering. He's giving it all, why are the Thalmor here? They're only there to pure annoy me. I'm no sitting down with her. You're like, yeah, she's part of the Imperial delegation. She's here for the same reason your racist pal is here. He shouldn't have a seat either, to be honest. But listen, if I need to sit at the same table as Delphine, you need to sit at the same table as the Thalmor. So sit your ass down, Ulfric, and shut up. Alright, since the Dragonborn says, but I'm no happy about this. And he carries on that way as well. Blumin' trying to make it about him, banging on about his sons and daughters of Skyrim and stuff. Just giving out his big speeches to anybody who'll listen, which is almost nobody. Especially Tullius. Tullius is quite funny. Tullius is just like, are you done, mate? You done? Aye. Sons and daughters of... You done? How about the sons and daughters sit down and shut up for a wee bit? How about that? How about that? We've all got places to be, big man. Eventually Arngeir settles them down and asks who wants to start. We've not started yet. Who wants to start the negotiations? Obviously, Ulfric, me, I'll do it. And he starts banging on. He demands Markarth! Straight away, I want Markarth. And Tullius is like, for God, what am I supposed to do here? And he looks at me for some reason. And he's like, well, what do you think Markarth's worth? He asked me what I thought Markarth was worth. If anybody knows me, they know I don't think Markarth is worth the shite on my shoe. I think the options were between Dawnstar and Riften. And I like... Dawnstar's like my favourite place in Skyrim. Riften is a shite hole, though. Admittedly, it's a lovable shite hole. I like Riften. But it's shite hole adjacent, right? So I said, okay, Riften. Is that good enough for Ulfric? No. Of course it isn't. He's back up out the chair, pissing and moaning as usual. Oh, I didn't get what I wanted. You got me. Like, he literally got what he wanted. You can't just get. It's how a negotiation works, Ulfric. Okay? You have to learn to share your toys, pal. This time it was Esbern's turn to sit him down and put him in his place. Kind of explain that, you know, whether it's Riften, Markarth or anywhere else, it's all going to be a smouldering ruin if we don't deal with the dragon threat. So he sits down again. And this time, he demands Morthal. You think, what's he want in exchange for Morthal? I'm not actually sure what small villages and towns are aligned with who, but, you know, Shorestone, Iverstead, Riverwood, whatever the equivalent of Morthal is, maybe even Falkreath is a bit bigger than Riverwood. It doesn't matter, because he just wants it. There is no exchange. He just gets Morthal. Right, fine. Tullius, mate, who I'm beginning to like. I never, because I don't usually do the main quest, right? So I just thought they're both arseholes. Tullius is a little bit more reasonable. Ulfric's an arse, man. Anyway, Tullius, you just going to give him Morthal?
The Empire can live with these terms, yes.
Elisif tries to butt in at one point and Tullius is like, shut up, Elisif.
Elisif, I said I'd handle it.
Nobody asked you, hen. Right, you're window dressing. Ulfric, is that good with you? I suppose this is the best deal we're going to get. Mate, you just got a free town. A town that was free. I mean, yes, you did get Markarth, but you asked for Markarth, mate. That wasn't on me. I didn't give you. I would understand being angry if I gave you Markarth. If somebody tried to push Markarth on me, I would understand being furious. But you asked for Markarth, you asked for Morthal. You got both. And Morthal and Markarth kind of like hug Solitude. You know, he's almost got Solitude surrounded. What else could he ask for? He's an ungrateful swine with a persecution complex. And he's probably racist. Everyone's sitting there acting all hard done too, and poor Balgruuf is sitting there and getting ready to prepare his city for a dragon attack. Balgruuf is also there, by the way. He wasn't invited, but he's welcome because he's Balgruuf. Meeting adjourned. Nobody's happy except for me because the meeting's over with. And then Delphine drops this bombshell.
Paarthurnax, the dragon that the Greybeards have been protecting for all these years. He needs to die. He deserves to die. And it falls to you to kill him.
Delphine wants us to kill Paarthurnax, or she won't help us. Now, as much as I'm going to miss Delphine, and as hard as this journey could be without the Blade's tremendous help, I think we're just going to have to accept that we're going to have to go our separate ways. Don't let the giant stone doors hit your arse on the way out. The plan to capture a dragon is to shout its name, because dragons are prideful creatures and a dragon will never back down from a direct challenge. Where I'm from, we call that a square go, right? You're just square going somebody. We're going to square go a dragon. Odahviing, winged snow hunter. Oh my. Odahviing does turn up, but he does seem a little bit confused and he does attack the wrong guy. A bit of dragon rend, a bit of blunt force trauma, and the lad is shackled in his harness. He's kind of humiliated. I feel bad for the guy.
You went to a great deal of trouble to put me in this humiliating position.
It doesn't help that the court wizard is asking to do experiments on him. Show the dragon a bit of respect. It turns out Alduin is hiding in Sovngarde. Nord afterlife, Nord Asgard, heaven with a beard, that sort of place. How is Gub supposed to get to Sovngarde? He can't even go the hard way. You know, he's an orc. Well, as it turns out, there's a portal to Sovngarde in a place called Skuldafn, which just makes me sound like I'm making up a word for a place. No, it's a real place. Well, it's a real fake place. It's a place in Skyrim which cannot be accessed by foot. If only there was a captive dragon here who could take you there. I mean, obviously, it couldn't be me, because I'm shackled here, mate. You know, I couldn't, I'm stuck. I mean, I would maybe, if you would let me go, I could take you there, but obviously, at the moment, I'm indisposed. Aye. I'm not unconvinced I couldn't, you know, Bethesda mountain climb up the side of Skuldafn and get myself in there. But we're not one to say no to a dragon ride. Unfortunately, Gub and Lydia have to part ways here. This is a one-person trip to Skuldafn. Multiple elder dragons, Draugr and Spider later, and we reach the portal to Sovngarde. At night, this thing took bloody ages. Guarded by a deadly dragon priest who posed an almost impossible threat. Until I realised I could just run past them. Catch you later, dickhead! The Dragonsborn job is to defeat Alduin, not to spend 2.5 hours fighting elder dragons and dragon priests. Not a chance. We finally made it to Sovngarde, and the weather is terrible. It's really foggy, actually. There is also a guy that we offered to help weed through the mists, right? But we kind of get lost and end up just heading to the pub without him. I don't know what happens to that guy. I assume Alduin eats him, because we can see Alduin causing a mischief in the background somewhere. Speaking of trying to get to the pub, it's the Hall of Valor. And the bouncer, soon, won't let us in because we're not dead and it's for the dead only. We might not be dead, maybe we are Dragonborn. So he lets us prove our strength against his. So that's what we do. We fight soon in a battle to prove our worth. And he completely smashes us and shames us and embarrasses us with the patter of, "Oh, you fought well, mate."
You fought well. I find you worthy.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. But thanks for letting us in. So we go into the Hall of Valor, and all of Skyrim's great Nordic heroes are in here, cowering in the pub, while Alduin rampages through Sovngarde. Jörgen Windcaller's even here. And the 3 lads from before, the 3 lads that sent Alduin through time, they're here and they are willing to help. Nobody else is willing to help. Not Jörgen Windcaller, not Ysgramor, not nobody. Olaf One Eye, all that good stuff if you know your lore. None of them offer to help, only the 3 original ones offer to help. While the rest of them sit and drown their sorrows in mead and sweet rolls. Anyway, all 4 of us charge out there, and we're going to clear the mists by all shouting at the same time, but some idiot keeps mistiming it. I can't imagine who. For those keeping track, we ran past the dragon priest, we got beat up by the bouncer, and now we can't shout to save ourselves. Oh, the Dragonborn indeed. I immediately missed Dragonrend, by the way, you know, just very on brand. After a long and epic battle, we eventually defeat Alduin by killing him right up the arse. Alduin hates it up the bum, pass it on. Soon congratulates us, he's like, "Brilliant job, mate. I saw every bit of it, you all did great. I know you saw every bit of it, Soon. You were right over there. Why did you not just come and help?" But it's all hail the Dragonborn. Big smiles from everyone. And what better way to celebrate than going for a pint in the Hall of Valor? Except that bastard Soon has locked the gate and won't let us in. I knew we failed that test. We go back to the mortal plane and we appear back on the throat of the world, which is good because I was worried that if we appeared back at Skuldafn, that dragon priest was going to have us. We might not have gotten to go into the Hall of Valor and have a pint with all the Nordic heroes, but we did get to have a big dragon party with Paarthurnax and all his big dragon pals. So after it's all said and done, Paarthurnax gets a little bit tyrannical. Just a smidge. He's still our Paarthurnax, right? We love Paarthurnax. Everybody loves Paarthurnax. Big party snacks. We love him. But he does feel kind of invigorated, doesn't he? He gives it a bit of the old, like, "Oh, I've no felt this young in years. Oh, there's a whole lot of lordless dragons out there now that might be ready to bow to my thumb. They might not want to hear it, but they're gonna." And he kinda flies off to build a dragon army or something. I'm not really sure. And he kinda, you know, he's kinda talking like he thinks he's the boss. He's not the boss. We're the boss. The Dragonborn's the boss. Party snacks, mate. Don't make me come up there. Hey, long time no see. I want to individually thank each and every member of the Laughing Crew throughout this massive content drought. I quite literally couldn't do this without you. So here it goes. Apologies for the mispronunciations. I would like to personally thank Abby May, A Classy Guy, Ad Victorium, Adam P, Adrian Rago, Aero, Alan B, Alana Ellis, Alex the Wyvern, Alexandra Montebello, Alice Beth, Alice Enigma, Alistair Maguire, Amber Davis, Andrew Rushby, Andy22725, Arbiter of Hell, Eric DeFrazia, Armchair Civilian, Asagi, Aura, Ostera Academy Alum, Avery, Becky 2, Batman Man, Bailey Parsons, Bean, Bay Harvey, Black Hat Music, Brad Hawkins, Bradley McButts, Brian A.M. Davis, Caitlin Hall, Calico Jack Rackham, Carrie L. Sheffield, Charlie, Cheese to Go, Clara Lichter, Cold Soup, Cole Tucker, Comical Ninja, Confused Fool, Cozy Arts, Christian Luna, Critical Hat, Kyle Moore, Daniel Morgan, Dan the Man, Darzer, Demi, Derek Harding, Disconnected Dan, Devan Orrit, Dodo Chicky, Eager Eli, Eden Miller, Eduji, L. Clapops, Elizabeth Hutchins, Erin Clifton, Evan Carter, Faffy Salas, Field of Influence, Furuchu, Gavin Eskelson, Goral, Graffalonk, Gravely Hidden, Great White Shark, Hans, Hexosphere, Horizon Stride, I'm Johan, I am the one milk, Ian F, I'm ready to bingo, I need a new alias, Inga, Iselena, Jack and Sarah Rhodes, Yancey, Jasmine, Jake, Beard Snatcher Diddley, Jemica Ribbons, Jenna Matthews, Jenny D, Jesse Campbell, Jesse Schroeder, Joe Marshburn, Joe Z, Jordan Pickrell, Joshua H, Kate W, Catherine Silures, KGMNI, Cal Murdoch, Kiki Wants to Know, Crimson LP, Leah Parry, Leng, Leon Francis, Lepus, Lilies and Moss, Lynn Taylor, Lockjaw 95, Lolly Dragon, Lois Forrest, Loveheart, Lucy M, Lydia Clark, Liz Robson, MC Frechdachs, Malice DB, Man Who's a Moth, Marcus the Week, Mary Blue, Matt Jacobson, Matt Lewis, Maximilian Schonhausen, Megan Howell, Melissa Stewart, Mexican Halloween, Mia Richards, Michael Johnson, Michael McLaren, Michael Pekerick, Midday Snowflake, Milo, Mimi, Mondu Thornpaw, Monkey Physics, Morven Butterworth, Mr. Sabisky, Miskatonic, Maya Rose Durney, Nell Mashroka, Nex, Nicholas, Non-Euclidean Cat, Nom 12, Numi, Novice Sun, Nox Phelps, Obarmar J, Onyx, Oracle Saloon, Paul Cusack, Paul Good, Cthulhu, Fat Cat, Phoebe Grace, Pia Pie, Plain Rin, Pinker, Propofol Baby. This was the worst idea I've ever had in my life. Q, Ranpuff, Raspberry 1.1, Red Martin, Red Raptor, Rewa Altmer, Robot Butterflies, Rue the Otaku, Ross McCann, Righty C, Sapna V, Sarah French, Rackets, MJ Plays YT, Saren, Serene Molly, Shay C, Silver Valkyrie, Snooby, Snore 0506, Sophie Lay, Sosenbinder Johnny, Spookums, Spurious Machinery, Stephanie Ray, Steve M7, Sexfish, Taylor, Tegan Fritzler, The Flaming Rabbit, The Guys Number 1, The Curb Stomper, The Modern Dandy, The Poolside Pirate, The Grimsqueak, The Home, The Monster Under My Stairs, Thomas Rain, Too Tired, Toxic Magma, Ulysses, Varmint LP, Vekula Poika, Vladimir, Voodoo 2602, Wake Kun, Why Am I Such a Mong? Walbert B, William McNee, Zenith, Ualuna, Zilche from Chadenhall, ZJ Johnson, Zucchini Boat Captain, whatever this is supposed to say, Ash and Jishy. Cheers an absolute bunch, you're all legends. And Bampots. But legends nonetheless.